So you're going out with some friends. You're going, you're hanging out, doing the usual stuff, and you come to a place. That's where my story begins today. So I go to Best Buy with my friend. He needed a new charger for his phone. Nothing special, just something small. And we're looking around. I tell him that I'm looking at new storage for my PlayStation, for my computer. And I go to look, and the first price we see is $800 for about 6 to 8 terabytes. And I'm like, okay, maybe that's just the price for that amount. I mean, it's pretty insane, but storage gets expensive. It happens. And then we go down to 1 terabyte just to look. And maybe it was just because it was in store at a Best Buy, but it was about $150. And I'm like, oh my God. A couple years ago, I feel like it would not have been that crazy, but here we are. So I'm thinking this is a one-off. We go walk around the store for a bit to see what else we need. He gets his charger. It's about $50, which, again, is pretty insane. But before that, we're looking at PlayStation stuff. Now, if you remember back in the day, PlayStation games, they go for about $60. Just like Xbox games, about $60 for a brand new game. We're coming up to it, $79.99. And we look at each other like, we know everything's gotten expensive, but how's it getting this expensive? Controllers, same thing. Used to be $50, maybe $60 back in the day. Now they're $80 again, $79.99. And we're sitting there thinking, how do they even justify this? I mean, there's no real explanation for why everything should be this expensive. We know things are going up, we know inflation, all that other stuff, but my God, it's just getting too ridiculous. But we forget it. We don't need controllers. We don't need them right now, at least. So we go out, go to head back home, and my friend says we're going to grab some lunch. So we grab lunch. We head to the place, and I get these little chicken cones. Now, they're not bad. They're pretty good. $20 for that. Not terrible, but for what they were, we realized how expensive it was. But it happens. Then we see tacos on the menu, 25 for two. That's where I'm like, okay, this is starting to get a little ridiculous, but it happens. Now, given it's funny that I'm feeling like stressed about prices like this, it doesn't sound like crazy in my head because at lunch we're talking about how we want to go on a cruise, how we want to plan something, how we want to do like something fun as a group of friends. And it's just me and my one friend. We're going to get our friends together. So we start looking at cruises, and some of them aren't too terrible. Some of them are pretty decent. Some are like 600. 600 for 7 days, not including drink packages, Wi-Fi, anything like that. So we're like, okay, that's not terrible. We can figure something out like this. We get our friends together, split it between each other. Some of us get the drink package, some of us don't drink, so we save some money there, here and there. And then my friend says, maybe we'll look at like a bigger room upgrade, see what we can get. Because 600 is for like the base room. 600 gets you the interior room. You get a single or two singles or that are pushed together. Nothing too crazy. But then we start to look at suites. Just to see how crazy we can get. Like, what's the craziest thing? And I look, and the suites look pretty cool. I mean, they got 2 bedrooms, I think. They got a living room. They got stuff like that. But for 4 people, it comes out to about $11,000. And I'm like, oh my God. How can anyone justify that for 7 days? I mean, unless they got that money, which I mean, if they got that money, that's fantastic. Good on them for doing that. But I don't think anyone normally could do that. I mean, that's insane. So we start to cut back a little bit. Like, all right, what about a balcony? Maybe we can do a balcony. That's not too bad. Balconies start to get to about 2,500 a person. And we're looking around at different cruise lines. Some of them get cheaper, stuff like that. So it's not too terrible. Some of them are 1,200 a person, 2,500, 1,800, and I'm like, okay, let's like cut back a little bit. Let's go down to a room for the window. Just the window, just an ocean view. And it starts to get a bit better. It's like 800 a person, which, I mean, we're lucky. We're in that, like, play devil's advocate. We're lucky that we can look at stuff like this and be like, okay, like, let's take a vacation. We got a little bit of extra money that we can put aside to save up for it and everything. But the big issue comes from that feeling of needing to escape, you know? And needing to escape, it comes back to the money, because it's like the same day in, day out, you're spending a lot of money that you don't feel like you should be worried about spending. I mean, you go out for food, you shouldn't feel like, oh my god, I'm so stressed out. This is my amount that I made at work, and then I'm spending this at here. Meanwhile, back in the day, the joke, I mean, our parents could have bought a house for a nickel and a handshake. Or a grape and a handshake, something like that. But as much as it's funny, a lot of people, if you look back at home prices compared to inflation and everything, anyone working minimum wage could be getting a house, or getting at least a down payment for a house and be living relatively comfortable. But you go back to the fact now that me and my friend, we don't work minimum wage. We work like relatively normal jobs to some degree. And we're sitting here like, we won't be able to afford a house anytime soon. Mind you, we're lucky to be living at home. But you see home prices and you think about the cruise, and it's that feeling of needing to escape. You shouldn't have that feeling to some degree. I mean, it's nice. The idea of wanting to explore the world is fun, but it feels so hard to do that while also juggling wanting to lead the normal life at the same time. And do you want to lead that normal life when it comes down to you have to spend this, and have no money left over to save or do anything else? So, yeah, that feeling of just needing to escape. That's where it comes down to it, and how do you separate the two? So, let me know down below. I'm going to have more videos coming soon. More videos just talking like this, talking about different things. But let me know your thoughts on this. Let me know how you feel about money and everything else. How has it affected you, everything getting more expensive? Have you felt that need to escape? Need to escape from just the everyday hustle and grind? And yeah. So let me know. Expect more videos in the future. If you like this, drop a like. Appreciate you coming back if you do want to subscribe. And until next time, peace.